In this lesson, we're going to be creating the pursue behavior for our enemy. So when the target gets close enough, our enemy sees the target, then our enemy is going to pursue. It's going to go after and attack and possibly destroy our player. So let's go ahead and work on that. Now, the first thing I'm going to do in our enemy behavior script is I'm going to create something to sort of keep track of what is the current state of our enemy's AI here. So I'm going to do this by using something called an enum, and it's sort of like a struct. I'll just go ahead and write it out, and then I can explain it a little better. So it's going to be called state, and it's going to have different values. So these different values are going to be patrol and pursue, and we're going to start off with that. Okay, so basically we can create a state. It's basically like this thing here. So I can say state, capital S, and then I'm going to call the variable just lowercase state. And then what we can do with this is we can set it to either patrol or pursue. So I'm going to go ahead and set this equal to state with a capital S dot patrol. So at the start, we're telling our state variable that we want it to be set to patrol. Then what we can do is, in our update, we can say if state, our lowercase one, is equal to the enum type state dot patrol, then, well, we want it to patrol, so let's do that. And then we can say else if our state is equal to the pursue value, then we want to pursue. Now we actually need to make the function for pursue, so let's go ahead and do that. So it's going to be kind of like our patrol function. It's going to be void. It's going to be called pursue, and we're going to put here now is going to be basically checking to see, or actually for now what we're going to do is just go ahead and set our nav agent, oops, wrong place, our nav agent to have its new destination be equal to our target, which is our player, which we need to make a new variable for. So let's go do that. Make it a public game object, and we call it target. So with that, we can then say, setting our destination to be target.transform.position. And then that should work. Now, I'm going to also create a condition here to transition back to the patrol if our target gets out of range. So we need to check the distance. So we're going to use the vector3.distance. And we're going to be checking to see if this.transform.position with the other value being target dot wrong thing, target, yeah, so I have to go back and go forward. Okay, dot transform dot position is greater than, and we're going to need to make a new variable for this because we're going to have to make a variable that's going to be checking to see what is our this is going to be a float. What is our escape distance? So we can set that in the inspector. And so we need to check to see if this value is greater than our escape distance. Escape distance. And if it is, Then we need to go ahead and set our state back to state.patrol. And make that sure that's easy to read, have a space there. Cool. So with that, we actually need to create something that's going to transition us to being actually, going into this pursue state. And for now, let's go ahead and start this function. Now, we're not going to actually keep a lot of what we're writing yet now, but it's going to go ahead and test to make sure that this transition thing is working. So we're going to create a new function called scan for target. And all this is going to do right now is we're going to check to see if the distance, not vector2, if the distance between this dot transform dot position and our target dot transform dot position is, and for now I'm going to hard code this because I'm going to change it in a little bit and what it's actually doing, is greater than, or sorry, less than, we're seeing if it's close enough to actually go after this this thing. So we need to check to see if it's less than, let's say, 10. Close that out. And then we are going to go ahead and, so what we're going to do in here is we're going to go ahead and change our state to be equal to state dot pursue. And we got to call this somewhere, so we're going to call scan for target over in the patrol. And that'll be fine for now. And okay, save all that. Let's go back over into Unity, make sure that all compiles all right. Looks like we do have one error, possibly more. And of course, we need to make sure we use our double equal sign to see if this is equivalent to this. And hopefully that was the one time I made that mistake. Let's go see anything else happened. Probably doing the same thing again. Let's go check. Yep, same thing again, of course. Save that. Go check. And one final one. Let's go see what's happening here. And it's looks like we did not actually call our function. So dot distance. And there we go. So that should fix that. And there we go. All of our errors are gone. Let's go ahead and add in the first-person controller that we're going to be using. So I'm going into standard assets, then I'm going to go into characters, and then I'm going to go into first person. And then I'm going to go into prefab. So this is the chain. Assets, standard assets, characters, first-person character, prefabs. I'm going to drag in this first one, the FPS controller. Here we go. Drag it in there. And let's go ahead and check out our robot, or our enemy, and assign the target. So let's go ahead and just drag and drop this into there. And let's set our escape distance to be something a little bit high, maybe not 200, but 20, that'd be fun. And now let's go ahead and play and see how this works out. So here I am looking around. If I go over to this guy, it's like nothing's happening. So we still need to do a few more things in here. So if we go up here, we can see that we are not actually calling pursue ever. So let's go ahead and fix that first of all. Pursue. And next, let's go ahead and check to see, make sure that this is now happening. So I'm going to go ahead and test this out. And there we go. So we see it now coming after us. And if I go far enough away, it returns back to its state of patrolling. So cool, we have that taken care of. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next lesson.